Darragh Kelly, and I'm a mixed martial artist. I grew up in a small town, Moville, County Donegal. There's a couple of thousand people. Growing up, I played a lot of soccer, a wee bit of Gaelic. Didn't find my true passion in sports until I started fighting.
Throw there, but here Kelly gets in on a double.
Right.
Big slap!
I was always getting in trouble for fighting, be it in football or nights out. So I thought I may as well do it for real.
I know Darragh about a year and a half, and he came to us a little over a year ago, and since he's been here, he's 100% committed, and he's made huge improvements, and I think he's huge potential. He's one of the guys who are just one of our standouts. Since he came here, he's so committed and he's so gifted that I think the sky's the limit.
Oh, he's top player, yeah. He's undefeated, 8-0. Or is he 9-0 now? I don't know. But yeah, he's dominated in all his fights. He's finished them all, so definitely one to look out for in the future. Yeah.
Conor McGregor. That's another reason I started this sport, was because of Conor. Well, I think the whole country was inspired by Conor, really. When you seen that he started coming up was roughly 2013. I don't think many people would have even heard of MMA, and what he done was inspiring. Really, the run he went on to lift the featherweight belt and then lift the lightweight belt, I think it just inspired and the whole country really, and every young fella wanted to be Conor McGregor. Do you know what I mean?
I'm here with the new Clan Wars amateur featherweight champion Darragh Kelly. Darragh, 2 belts, how's that feel?
This is all I live for. I fucking love this shit. Look at the support I have of me. There's over 100 people from around my hometown, and every one of them coming out today. He spurred me on that more, and it means everything to me. Tierney could get TKO.
My choice to move from Donegal to Dublin was actually, I had thought about it, but it was my old coach, Ryan Coyle in Healy and Gracie. He told me if I want to take it to the next level that I have to go to Dublin, because we just didn't have enough sparring partners. So I've been in Dublin since last June. Since I moved here, it's been incredible. The amount I've improved in just over a year. I can't believe it. The difference down here is just the levels through the roof, the coaching, the training partners, the facilities. This is where you need to be. I was always coming up with notions and crazy ideas, and I wouldn't stick at them very long growing up, and my mum thought this was just another one of these mad ideas. I was going to go to Letterkenny and I was going to train every day, but in fairness now they did back me on this. I think they were just happy that I had something to aim for, and I had a bit of direction in life, I suppose. I love the lifestyle. It's healthy, you're training every day, you're eating healthy, gives you discipline, because I can't go out and I can't eat this and eat that, or I can't go out and drink at the weekend with all my friends. So that it keeps you in a good way mentally, and I love fighting. I think the best part about being a mixed martial artist is just getting to fight, to be honest. I don't know, there's always been something inside me that I was always drawn to fighting. I couldn't tell you how many street fights I've been in. There's always something, whatever's about it draws me to fighting. I don't think people understand how much training goes into it. It's not like other sports. You can't, like we train 2-3 times every single day. I don't think people realise just how much goes into it. Of course you have to be fit, but it's the skills as well. You need to be training in all sorts of different disciplines, be it boxing, kickboxing, jiu-jitsu, wrestling, cage work. There's just so much that goes into it to the untrained eye.
A lot of people think it's very violent. They think they don't really see the skill involved in it. Do you know what I mean? So I think that's a big thing. But there's so many levels to it. There's all different kind of things put together that the normal eye can't see. But when you understand the sport, you'll appreciate it a lot more.
It's very skilled. It's really skilled, and sometimes that can get hidden. If you're looking at an event and you see 2 guys fighting, sometimes the skill level can get hidden because they kind of nullify each other. But it's highly skilled, you know. It's a highly skilled martial art, mixture of martial arts, and bringing that together is even a skill in itself.
MMA humbles you. you know what I mean? There's people on the mats who are going to smash you day in, day out. You're forced to be humble, but I've still got that massive ego when I step back in the cage. Fighting's my thing, I want to show how good I am. The emotions leading up to the fight, I find when I arrive at the venue, I'm nervous, I'm excited, I feel aggressive, alert. When I'm warming up backstage, then it's the same thing. All your emotions are heightened. I can't really explain the feeling of it. I would say it's animalistic or primal. And the closer I get to the cage, then the more comfortable I feel, and I feel very aggressive. I just have one thing in my head that I'm going to win. Right before the bell goes, I've got my eyes on my opponent, and as I said, I'm going to go straight for him. That's the way I fight. But once the fight starts, then I think you don't actually think too much. Something just takes over. You're barely in it. It just happens. Right before the fight, I like to be by myself. I don't like to talk too much. I want to get in the zone. I don't like much joking. I take things very serious. Constantly talking to myself in my head. Losing's not an option. He's gonna quit before I am. You know, I'm constantly hyping myself up. The most adversity I've ever come across was, I think it was my 5th fight. It was my first title fight. I was only training a couple of years at this stage, and I got offered a fight, and I think it was 5 weeks notice. And I think I was about 83 kilo, and the fight was at 65.8. So that's a drastic enough cut. And then I got an abscess fight week in my mouth and antibiotics, and I was run down and drained. I remember walking up the stairs thinking my legs feel dead walking up the stairs, and I went down. I was fighting a good wrestler, Constantine Blanita. First 2 rounds, he was on top of me. I felt I had nothing to give. I didn't feel like myself at all. I didn't want to be in there, didn't want to walk out, didn't feel hyped up, didn't feel my usual emotions. I remember there was about 90 people from Moville, and I remember everyone shouting. I just got back to the feet. In a split second there was an opportunity for a rolling knee bar, and I ended up pulling it off. I was down 2 rounds solid, so I think that was the most adverse I've faced, and that felt good, that one.
The second round for your winner and the new Amm featherweight champion, Darragh Kelly.
Yeah, so the weight cut in MMA is a massive part. I do a fairly big cut. In a way, I like putting myself through a wee bit of misery. I'm not sure why, but if it's too easy, it doesn't seem right, I don't think. So I would walk around 80 plus kilo, and I think 8 of my fights have been featherweight, which is 66. So you would diet down, you get your body fat as low as you can, starting maybe 10 weeks out, and you come down. Once you get to about 8% body fat, then you haven't got much more to lose. 10 days out, you would start then prepping yourself for the water cut. You've already cut your fat, you've lost your weight. Now it's time to get rid of the water, and that could be 6 or 7 kilo the day before. So what you do is you would water load, and that gets your body into the rhythm of losing it quickly, because you're taking in so much it's losing at the same rate. And then you would cut out all sodium 3 days before. Once you get into the sauna and the baths and the wraps to sweat out, your body's still releasing it as if you're taking in 10 litres. Whereas the last couple of days you've only been taking, a litre or 2, and that way you can lose as much sweat as you can. And as I said, 6 or 7 kilo, and you're going to weigh in at 66, and then you could put on over 20 pounds going back into the fight. Then the weight cut's tough, but if you're mentally tough enough to get through it, that's the hard part. Yeah, so I was sparring last week, and I went for a body lock and bumped the hip, but whatever way the foot landed, just as I came down, all the weight landed my foot at an angle, and it popped. Something popped. Now Not sure what it was. I was told it was a broken fibula. Turned out it wasn't. So I have to get an MRI now on Friday, but I'm hoping it's not too bad. To be honest, that's part of the game. You're going to get hurt. I'm not too worried about it. Whatever happens, happens. The only thing I would fear really is losing. I hate the idea. I hate the thought of losing.
Standing across the cage from him is undefeated Darragh Kelly. 8-0, 6 wins via submission, 2 via TKO. Judges, put your pens down. You're normally not needed when this guy fights. You want to talk about high level. Darragh Kelly's main
So here I've got my eyes on.
and the amateur ranks is that he belongs at the top of this sport.
He said I wouldn't be able to march forward, so I remember thinking I was going to come forward at all cost. He told me to keep my hands up.
As he said he would, and Solomon said that won't work on me. And Solomon trying to catch and land as he said he would on Kelly and utilise and counter his momentum pushing forward, but this is fast paced from the go.
Such a fast start.
Grappling is elite, but it is Solomon King Simon. He's getting a takedown on a big cage grab there by Kelly.
If you're not cheating, you're not trying. You can do 9 once.
I wouldn't want that
You have to be smart.
The strength in Kelly. Big right hand by Kelly. Really pushing the action on Solomon King Simon.
Right back in. I want to put a pace on him and I break him. Hit him with a big right hand there. I heard my coach shouting, he's hurt a wee bit.
Kelly, beautiful. 2 hands clasped, gets the takedown.
I just wanted to outwork him. To the point where he thought, I just don't want to be in here.
Just on top of Simon, not letting any space be there. Landing knees, making life completely uncomfortable for Solomon King Simon, making Simon earn everything he gets.
A few more knees on that leg. He doesn't want to put no weight on it.
The pace is relentless by the SBG fighter.
And he can do this all day.
So that's my game plan. Just constant pressure to break him.
50 into the fight now. Hasn't had a chance to land a
Nice
shot.
knee by Solomon, but
And at the end of this round now, there's a moment where we look at each other. There. I just wanted to let him know. I'm going to do this the whole 3 rounds if it goes that far. Getting his head a bit.
first round by the featherweight champion looking to enter an elite club and become a 2-time champion in different weight classes.
I have Dave there, calming me down, talking me through,
I'd like to see what
bringing me back.
changes are made now in the team lineup.
I'm looking over at him to see how tired he is.
It's different when you're
Trying to get a gauge on his body language. I'm bouncing, he's fresh. He tried to bounce. I'd say that leg was slowing him down a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
He's coming back out, same thing. I want to be in his face again. Just going at him from bell to bell.
See if Simon starts moving
Heavy
sideways.
leg kick, big right hand on the counter by Kelly. They were big shots by Darragh
Massive
Kelly.
kick.
Into the hip throw, straight into the anaconda.
Face pattern.
It's something I drilled a lot. And I knew at that point it was already done. He went to turn to get out, but he turned the wrong way.
King Simon around all the time, getting tighter.
It's just a matter of time really until
Right foot across.
There's the
There's
top.
the top.
Darragh Kelly is
Fantastic finish.
sensational.
Fantastic finish.
If there was any doubt,
job done.
there is none now. 9
Proud of that one.
9
Happy enough.
Yeah.
Darragh Kelly, simply the best.
I suppose you have to take it all into consideration. Playing against his weaknesses is one. Playing to your own strengths, I think that's the most important one. I suppose that comes down to your confidence too. Every fight I'm going on the same game plan. I'm going to march forward with heavy shots. I'm going to try and break my opponent under pressure. I was asked this question last week of what I wanted to achieve in the sport, and I never really thought about it before, but I want to go down as one of the best Irish MMA fighters to ever do it. That's my goal.